breeze to contend with. So thank goodness we have a little bit of air movement out there. And yesterday, because of the breeze, it was manageable, I guess you could say, but it was downright hot. So for those folks that were out on the beach, in the water in a boat, or Matthew, for some folks, the swimming pool, it was a pretty nice day for that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I actually took a dip in my pool yesterday, so.
Yeah, and I closed ours up. I've always got this thing. You close the pool on Labor Day holiday because more often than not, you're digging leaves and all sorts of debris out of it before you close it once you move into the month of September. And I think a lot of folks did close their pools, but hey, that's all right. It works. And second half of the work week, we're all going to be happy that we closed it, because temperatures are definitely going to take a nosedive, and we are going to be looking at running a good 8 to 12 degrees below normal as we move into the end of the week. But then this coming weekend, we're looking for some pretty decent weather. Low 70s Saturday and Sunday. So any outdoor activity, in particular the Octagon Barn over in Michigan's Thumb, the big car show that goes on in Frankenmuth. Johnson's Pumpkin Farm is going to have their opening for the season coming up on Saturday. Lots of things going on. So we're going to need a nice weekend, and I think we're going to get it. Just how much precipitation we're going to get as we work our way through the work week. Again, we're going to have to contend with these isolated systems. There's no major front that is going to be moving through frontal line, which would dictate some turbulence and some heavy downpours, that sort of thing. I just don't see that happening as we move through the day on Wednesday and into the day on Thursday. The only major effect that we're going to see, as I said, were those temperatures dying down. Downright hot yesterday in a number of areas. Washington, D.C. was at 99. Minneapolis, Minnesota, 98. Marquette was at 95 yesterday. Atlantic City, New Jersey was at 94. A little bit closer to home, 90s in Adrian. Detroit was 91. Port Hope was 90. Port Huron was 90. Down in Oakland at the airport, in Troy Airport, it was 90 degrees there. Mount Clemens at their airport, 90. Algonac was at 92. Richmond in Macomb County was at 90 degrees. Down in Washtenaw County, we had Manchester at 90. Saline coming in at 90 degrees. So that just kind of gives you an idea of southern Michigan and in our immediate listening area. If you didn't hit 90, I didn't see anybody that registered less than 87 degrees. Even in northern Michigan, as we said, Marquette started off at 95 by the time the day was all done. Pellston, noted for their cold temperatures, 91 yesterday. Traverse City, 92. Gaylord at 94. Mayo at 92. Old Mission at 90. West Branch, they came in at 90 degrees. Bel Air at 92. Oscoda registering 91. Elger, 92. Atlanta, 96. Grayling coming in at 93. Indian River at 97. Roscommon, 91. Silver Creek at 94. Williston coming in at 90. As far as precipitation goes, even on Saturday, we didn't see a whole lot of precip anywhere around. Traces, maybe 1 or 2 100ths of an inch. And that was pretty much it. Maybe an isolated spot where they picked up a little bit more than a sprinkle. And yesterday, I only saw one location, and they reported just barely a trace, and that was in northern Michigan. 90 degrees, we're projecting the high. We'll come real close if we don't hit it, with mostly sunny skies to take us into the afternoon. There will be a chance a little bit closer to sunset tonight of a spotty shower around, but then clearing out as we hit sunset and into the evening hours. Partly cloudy. 73 is all the cooler we're going to get tonight. 84 is our projected high for tomorrow, with sun and clouds. Shower activity moving in as we go into the afternoon hours. A front is going to be sliding through, so that's going to assure us of a chance, a little bit better chance of seeing some precipitation And then a low pressure system, which that front is attached to, is going to be crossing northern Michigan during the day tomorrow. 65. So it's not really going to chill us down much. And we're still going to have that southwest breeze tomorrow night. Southwest breeze tomorrow at about 12 to 15 miles per hour, decreasing just a little bit. But the chance of showers will be tapering off as we go into the evening hours tomorrow night. Then on Thursday, more in the way of clouds, a pesky shower around, scattered. It'll be cooler, 75 for a high with a west breeze, 6-7 miles per hour. Then on Thursday night, we'll still have that chance of showers, but that'll be tapering off rather dramatically. 58 for a low tomorrow night, and then Thursday night, and then on Friday, more in the way of clouds, a spotty sprinkle, light shower around. 68 is going to be our high for Friday, but then everything should be pretty well clearing out as far as the moisture goes, if there is any, and that'll occur right away in the morning. Mostly cloudy skies on Friday night, 56. Then on Saturday, Sunday, clouds becoming partly cloudy in the morning hours on Saturday. Sunday, mostly sunny skies. 70 for a high on Saturday, 72 for a high on Sunday. Moving into Monday, more of the same, 70 degrees for a high. Take us all the way through the 18th of the month, below average on the moisture, below average on the temperatures. Record high in the state is 93. That was set back in 1922. The record low 40 set in 2003. And Matthew, the warmest ever, September the 5th, was in 1971. 92 was our high, 71 was our low. So we'll be a little bit warmer than what the record low temperature was for the 5th as we go through the nighttime hours tonight. But fortunately for us, we're not going to get the rain that they got in 1971. On that day, being the warmest day for September the 5th, it was also the wettest day. 1 2/3 inch of rain back in 1971 on this date. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have?
Up next, we have Rick Hollister from the Andersons.
All righty, a lot more coming up. But first of all, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. We mentioned that we're going to be out at the Octagon Barn to preview all the things going on. This coming Friday, it's the 27th annual Fall Family Days at the Thumb Octagon Barn over in the Gagetown area. And our broadcast will be brought to you in part by the folks at Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture for well over 125 years, and Steiner Tractor. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment. Those farm-all tractors are ready to do the work for you. They can handle just about anything from 35 to 140 horses will go to work for you. And Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth knows that getting the job done starts with choosing the right farm-all. So that's why they've got everything from the Value Pack Compact Farm-all A Series to the Deluxe Compact Farm-all C and C Series with cabs. The tractor does it all, so no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red, and it's called Farm-all. Find out more by going to Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. We say good morning to Rick Hollister. And Rick, hope you had a nice weekend.
Good morning, Terry. Yes, warm enough, but nice weekend for sure. Lots of sunshine for the last big holiday weekend of the summer.
Yeah, and it looks like corn started off on the right foot this morning.
Yeah, it did. Actually, everything was lower to start, and then corn sort of lead us back here towards the positive side today, which is unusual. Corn market hasn't played that leadership role in a while, but it's not by much. We really traded both sides now. Corn at the moment is up 6 or 7, more like 3 in the new crop. Has been down a couple cents. Soybeans are down 5 at the moment. They have been up 3 or 4 as well. So choppy both sides. Wheat's up 5 or 6 at the moment too. So not a lot of conversations to have this morning. Not a lot of new news over the weekend. We did not get our crop conditions report last night that we would normally get on Monday nights from the USDA because of the holiday. We'll get those tonight. But we are expecting some further deterioration and yield potential slipping in the western belt, just due to lack of rainfall, and with these excessive temperatures, we're just thinking to continue to trim the yield potential. Maybe especially in the beans, beans have been kind of late season this year, as dry as it was in June, and kind of pushed them back, and it just looks like that we have some potential to shave the end yields off the beans. On top of, we shaved the acreage from the planting intentions report way back in spring. We got our June planted update, and it shaved 4 million acres off from the soybean plantings here in the U.S. So that's really what keeps beans at such a premium to corn and wheat markets. We've stretched that difference, or that spread between corn and soybeans, out to 2.8, 2.9 times corn price to bean price. So we've really stretched that relationship very hard. It's about as wide as it's been for the last 6 or 7 years. So coming back together a little bit today with beans down and corn a little higher. We've seen a lot of spread activity in the last week in commodities. And when you have somewhat of a lack of overall news, with the dry weather and that being offset by fairly poor demand, especially for new crop, off to a slow start on new crop sales. But when you get, these doldrums, late summer, not a lot of news to go by, you get a lot of that spread activity between the commodities. So seems like that's what we're doing here.
Right now on the board, what do you have?
At Hemlock, old crop corn at $4.91. For fall delivery here, we're $4.11. Soybeans for first half September delivery at $13.32. New crop for fall delivery at $12.92. Red wheat at $4.92. White wheat at $5.57.
You have a great day, Rick.
Thanks, Terry. You as well.
We'll betcha. We'll talk to you again. Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. As far as what is going on right now on the Chicago Board of Trade, our corn is at $4.72. That's currently up a little bit better than 7 cents. The future, the December, is at $4.85. That is up about 3.5. Soybeans down 2. Nearby is at $13.54. November is coming in at $13.06 3/4. That is also down about 2.5. Wheat is currently down just fractionally, currently at $5.67 on the Board of Trade. The December contract is at $6.01. That is up now. It's up a nickel. Crude oil, currently, October contract is at $87.70. That's up $2.15. The market report brought to you by the folks at Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture for well over 125 years, with 13 locations across the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. And by Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. The new Ram truck inventory is in at Schaefer and Beerline. So if you're in the market for a new Ram 1500, a heavy-duty pickup Ram, a ProMaster van, or a Ram commercial truck, and you want to buy with confidence from a dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, now is the time to stop by Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. Market report and the program brought to you today in part by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. If you're wanting to know what your ground needs as you try to prepare some good soil health, whether you're going to be putting wheat in or getting ready for next year and you got time to check it out, get a hold of Vic Huffer. He's a certified crop advisor at Freeland Bean and Grain. He'll give you some answers to the questions that you might have. Serving you since 1983, 40 years. Freeland Bean and Grain, where serving you is their business. We're going to take a break, and then, Matthew, who do we have on deck?
Up next, we have Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Insurance.
Want and need. You need a tractor. You'll want a John Deere compact tractor from Hudson. You need a compact tractor for maintaining lawns, gardens, small acreage. You'll want one because it's packed with features like a powerful engine, four-wheel drive, and power steering. And right now at Hudson, get financing as low as 0% for 84 months on select models. And an implement bonus up to $400 and a 6-year warranty. Offer ends October 27th. Some restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. A John Deere compact tractor. It's what you want and need. HudsonInc.com.
Now over to Christine, reporting live with the weather.
Well, Ted, yesterday's sunshine is now a torrential downpour. And with so many farmers harvesting, this really is a disaster. Except for Bob here.
Hello.
Bob, you use Sharpen herbicide from BASF as a harvest aid.
Yep.
With premium desiccation and control over late season weeds, it's harvest time when you say it is.
Sharpen herbicide works. Always read and follow label directions.
Well, we're talking about harvest. We should be talking to Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency because, Craig, all this big equipment is going to need some food to keep it moving. Are you there, Craig?
Hello, Terry.
Yep, there you are. Hey, let's talk a little bit about getting fuel to a lot of this big equipment come harvest time.
Right. Talked to some folks this morning. They're enjoying the hot weather. They're chopping hay and getting some of that stuff done. And we, like you said, harvest hasn't kicked in for most folks yet, but it will soon. And we've got to get fuel to that equipment. A lot of folks have those fuel trailers. They're carrying 1,000 gallons of off-road, some DEF, and all kinds of maybe lubricants. If something like that gets in an accident and a spill, there is some pollution coverage from a farm policy typically, but that coverage does not extend to those fuel trailers. That coverage usually needs to come from your auto policy. So if you've got one of those trailers or recently acquired one, make sure you're asking about pollution coverage from your auto policy, not necessarily from your farm policy.
That's good advice. I would have never thought, quite frankly.
No, it's an easy thing. If you're not in the industry, you wouldn't know because you think, well, this is a farm use thing, right? My farm policy is going to cover it. Insurance isn't always that simple.
No, I guess not. Craig, thanks a lot for sharing. We'll talk to you again in a couple, all right?
All right. Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Who do we have on tap next, Matthew?
Up next, we have Jerry Samolsky from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center.
Jerry, I hope you had a nice weekend.
We sure did, Terry. We got some work done around the house, and one of the things, we always talk about water, and people go, okay, he's talking about water again. As much water as we had, newly planted stuff with this heat that we had over the weekend really dried up quickly. So when you're planting new things, established a little bit different, but new things, you've got to watch them every day, every other day at least, and see what they need for water, because they just don't have the roots out into the surrounding soils. Even though it's been raining, the soils may be a little bit moist, but new plants just don't have their feet out yet. They can't take that water up, and so they need to be watered. I know we had a couple of people with annuals and containers. They were gone for the weekend, and they all dried up in the 3-day weekend. So, water, pay attention, and that battle never ends, Terry.
That'll never end. Hydrate yourself and the plants, right?
Today in particular, you bet. I'm more concerned about ourselves than the plants today. It's miserable out there.
You got that right. Jerry, take care. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All righty. When we return, Steve Anderson today?
Yep. Up next, we have Steve Anderson from Baird & Co.
But first, this.
It's time for summer savings on Husqvarna equipment at Allen's Equipment in McBain, Ithaca, and Beale City. Save up to $750 off Husqvarna lawnmowers and get a $50 in-store credit. Plus, all Husqvarna handheld equipment is 20% off. Upgrade your Husqvarna equipment now and save big at Ellen's Equipment in McBain, Ithaca, and Beale City. See dealer for details. Savings vary by model. Offer is valid on in-stock units only and may not be combined with any other offer.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Wow, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning up the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
Let's find out what's going on in New York. Steve Anderson from Baird & Company joining us. And Steve, I hope they had a good holiday.
Well, they might have had a good holiday, but they're kind of got a little hangover going on here now. We've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 64 points at 34,774, volume 277 million shares. The NASDAQ is down by 20 at 14,010, volume there 353 million shares. Stocks of local interest, a little bit of red there too. Caterpillar 283.96 down 229. Deere 416.92 down 198. CMS 54.54 down 85. Dow 54.46 down 83. DuPont 75.70 down 227. Corteva 51.33 up 22. GM 33.29 down a quarter. Trinzio 8.43 down 232. Walmart 161.73 up 16. Huntington Bank 11.19 down 3. Independent Bank 19.05 down 42, and AT&T is down 11 little cents at 14.54. So a little bit of red today, but none of them are horrible.
All right. Steve, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Well, I will. We'll be right back.
Soil prep for next year begins as soon as the harvest is over. Don't miss out on nutrients you can return to your soil. Applying a Dairy Dew compost blend accelerates the conversion of crop stubble into next year's plant food. That remaining plant material is full of nutrients you want to return to the soil. Dairy Dew blends from Morgan Composting, like K2, Gypsum Plus, and Layer Ash Blend with Gypsum, helps with decomposition, releasing those nutrients for next year's crops while also adding good biology and other missing nutrients to your soil. Like a lot of things right now, supplies are limited, so contact Morgan Composting to place your order for fall and lock in your price now. Crops don't wait. The seasons don't wait. You shouldn't wait. Address soil health now for better yields next year. Not sure which is the best Dairy Dew compost blend for your fields? Contact a soil health expert at Morgan Composting for a consultation and soil testing. Call today or visit dairydew.com to learn more.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Back at 12:30 now, we conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. New evidence for authorities in eastern Pennsylvania as they hunt for a convicted killer who escaped from prison last week. State Police Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens says there are trail camera images from last night showing Danilo Cavalcante.
The photos confirm that Cavalcante has not changed his appearance, but also that he has obtained a backpack, a duffel sling-type pack, and a hooded sweatshirt.
A three-judge federal panel has blocked Alabama's new congressional map after Republican lawmakers failed to create a second district where black voters came close to a majority. Mobile Democrat Barbara Drummond has opposed GOP efforts.
What we want is fair maps that will represent blacks in Alabama.
In Washington, the Capitol physician says Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell's recent health episodes show no evidence of being strokes or seizures. First Lady Jill Biden testing positive for COVID-19. White House correspondent Nancy Cordes.
The First Lady will stay at their home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, as a precaution for now. The president is back here at the White House after spending the weekend with her. He'll have to be tested routinely this week because he's slated to head to India and Vietnam for a pair of summits in just 3 days.
Former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows pleaded not guilty today to charges in the Georgia election case. Meadows and lawyers John Eastman and Jeffrey Clark all waived formal arraignment. It's a day in court today for former Trump advisor Peter Navarro.
I'm the first senior White House advisor ever to be charged of this crime.
It's a trial on 2 misdemeanor counts of contempt of Congress after refusing to testify or provide documents in the Capitol attack investigation. And as we hear from CBS's Scott McFarlane, it's sentencing day for a key January 6th figure who was convicted of seditious conspiracy.
Arguing he deserves 33 years in prison, prosecutors say Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio was a charismatic, savvy propagandist who had influence over countless subordinates. Tarrio wasn't at the Capitol January 6th, having been banned from Washington, D.C. while facing a previous criminal charge. But prosecutors argue he helped orchestrate, organize, and privately claim credit for the assault on the Capitol.
And today in Austin, Texas,
I will impartially try. Warren Kenneth.
The state Senate's impeachment trial of Republican Attorney General Ken Paxton. The charges are corruption and bribery. Right now on Wall Street, the Dow is down 49 points. This is CBS News.
You need to hire fast and hire right? You need Indeed. Their